So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go yet again. High time, right here, right now, to get into another match from the SCPH community. And introducing first, here on the bottom right, it is gonna be our red Zerg, Kimishish. Was it like the Eskimo from Nestle named Kimmy? I think that was like the name of it. It really was just trying to buy a drumstick at Mercury Jug or something. But if you guys can't relate, then that's just ice cream for you. And anyway, though, on the top left instead, it is going to be our blue Terran, Krioni. So Mr. Krioni has been very supportive, as we've said, always sending in those replays here and there of different accounts, actually coming in from the US region, I believe. But the true blue Pinoy right there. Now, I do want to take note, though, he's going to be playing the Terran this time. I've seen him really dabble into things like the Protoss, things like the Zerg, and I really can't tell, in all honesty, which one's his main. But since he's playing on Krioni right now on Terran, it has to be this one. In any case, though, high time to get into the map, and it's a classic here, Nightshade LE. I love seeing Nightshade, one of my favorite maps, honestly, into the previous map pool. And all I gotta say is, well, as we do need to adjust a few more things here and there constantly. It is the spawning pool right now on the eastern side. Gonna be that extractor also set on up to get that metabolic boost up and running. Hatchery gonna be there as well. Krioni, though, in the meantime, looking to go for that bunker. Really cheeky antics so far from our Terran. Really wants to put something in the way as much as possible. In any case, there we go with the mule drop. All I gotta say here in this Terran versus Zerg is when you see a matchup like this and you already see that bunker at the very start, that means you are hampering yourself from that second base. You are hampering yourself from that faster tech. And this bunker, it really has to do something for Krioni. And if he does really nothing with it, or even if he does any forms of damage, he'd love to get the salvage on in the first place. In any case, though, with a very direct bunker, this is going to get a spine crawler response. If it's in behind, it's a little different, of course. But Zerglis right now going to be into the field. We'll be looking for a little bit of that poke action immediately. Reaper, though, on the inside. And at the very least, Krioni getting that timing right. Able to get back in position, able to get onto the inside, and already hampering the spine crawler as much as possible. Now, in all honesty, I'd love to see some of our international Filipinos actually play in our quarantine tournaments, but unfortunately, I do understand the problem, especially when they are going to be having that higher ping. In any case, though, oh, Krioni, what happened there? So he goes for the cancel on the low ground. He's expecting, like, Zerglings to come in his way, because he is hampering right now. Eventually, though, that is going to be the SCV go down. The bunker will fall as well without the salvage, and the Reaper even going to get caught in the crossfire. So, interesting losses there for Krioni. He went for not only the cancel, losing 100 minerals, he's losing out on that time on the command center. He is just doing all he can in the first place. And in any case, though, you'll find out very, very soon what the plan is here for kimishish. Get ready going for that metabolic boost as much as possible. Going for that third hatchery as well. Very, very confident after stemming the tide there, especially against the initial bunker. And for now, it has to be Krioni playing the catch-up. What is he going to be going for? He has that 1-1-1 set up. He is going to have that second racks up and running as well. So it seems like it is going to be a bio push as per standard in a Terran right now. Really is a strong competition to say the least, but kimishish is going to be knocking on the door of Krioni. I believe this is either a Diamond or Master game, actually. So very interesting that Krioni is going to be kind of behind on that macro department. But we'll find out very soon if he can turn the tides in the first place. Economy, though, pretty even so far. Kimishish is still trying to get that third. In the meantime, though, something to note for our Zerg player, it really isn't the best saturation. But as I say that, there we go with the drone drop. It's going to be 36 to 26 workers right now. And Krioni really going to be looking a little worse for wear on the econ department. In any case, Engineering Bay going to be going online very soon. That +1 will be instrumental to get so much value from these Marines. And looking at, these different comps, when you play Bio, and you do get that Engineering Bay a little early, that +1 does make a difference in the first place. If you do have a lot of Marines, then you'll have more value for the +1. It adds up to +2, +3, +10 if need be. But here we go, it's high time for Krioni to go on to the outside. And that's firing squad to remember. Supply depot is brought up at the same time. But still, kimishish able to get that good scouting information. Now, medevacs are into the field. He sees that already, anticipating a potential drop. Will we get some Spore Crawlers though? Not gonna be likely, as instead it is gonna be high time for the Baneling Nest here for our Zerg. So with the Baneling Nest, it really just goes to show that for kimishish, if we look to make sure that there is counterplay as soon as the drops come in the first place, that is gonna be such a good dissuader into this one, especially against a Terran coming his way. And speaking of Krioni right now, he is gonna be on to the eastern side, mobilizing to begin with. Potential drop, looking to go on to that natural, and kimishish gonna be putting that Overlord into place to begin with. Flare Tech though coming online. Here we go with Krioni right now, going to the drop play. And where is the counter? There is no Baneling Nest whatsoever. There is no Baneling rather set up in the first place. And Krioni gonna get some good damage here. kimishish caught napping. Highly unfortunate in disregard. There we go right now with the Banelings, but they funnel through to the middle of the field. And this is Krioni getting all the value in the world. kimishish was caught napping even though he already saw it coming. And that is just such a big misplay there from our Zerg player. There we go already with more and more losses. And how did this just fall apart there for kimishish? Krioni right now backing on out very, very safely. And he is just able to impose whatever he likes and even takes the worker lead coming in from that attack on the natural. Well played there to Krioni. Proper drop onto the eastern side. And he's just in a good position. Now, I really question the fact that kimishish didn't do anything about it. He already had Overlords in place. He already had the Baneling Nest earlier on. Something to note, he should have had this ready in the first place. These Banelings set up. And you can also go for the creep spread. You can always connect these two bases together to allow these Banelings to get even closer. But here we go right now with potential drop onto the main base. Getting hampered though by the efforts, of course, by the Banelings. I'd love to see Krioni drop one Marine in the middle of all those 5 just to blow them up for maximum value. But I didn't say that. Oh no, kimishish. Interesting micro. Honestly, from our Zerg player. There we go though with surround. 1 minute back will go down. And that poor Marine will get caught there and will get pulled up by the Zerglings. But the Queen has already been lost. Mining Time has been hurt. And behind this, Krioni is just doing all he can to go for those upgrades. He already has Stimpak, he already has Combat Shield, he already has the +1. So these Marines are ready to go to get maximum value yet again. Zerglings though trying to flood, doesn't do anything whatsoever. And this is just gonna be ring around rosy here because Krioni can do whatever the hell he wants with kimishish having little to no counterplay because of his movements. This is not good at all for our Zerg player. These queens need to find this many Batman fast. There we go, though, with the damage afterburners to get on away just in time by the nick of their hairs right there. Pretty close, but I do like Krioni. He is gonna be looking to push the advantage and go for that third base. It isn't the biggest one, of course. When you go for the drop play, it's going for the econ, it's going for the lead rather than going for the killing blow. And instead, Krioni right now massing up on Marines, on some siege tanks. Pretty old school stuff right here, right now, from our blue Terran. Overall, a finicky start, saved by a really proper drop. And Krioni right now, supply block though. But we'll be looking to play that macro as much as possible. What is going to be the plan here for our Terran though? As he is going to be trying to get that +1 onto the Armory even. Making sure that these siege tanks gets more value. Here we go though with the hooks. Allowing the Banelings to roll on out a lot faster. And speaking of Banelings right now, trying to make it through. Corner right now for Krioni. The Zerms are trying to gobble their way there. And in the end, that's going to be all the Marines taken down into that side by the rocks. But eventually, again, Krioni is just doing all he can to hamper his opponents. 52 army versus 34, pretty even in the work account. Things are looking pretty good here for the Terran, especially because those OP mules making a key difference. Now kimishish knows that he can't really push onto the natural, making sure that he does get a spot on the potential third, which isn't there. So this might allow our Zerg player to realize it's going to be a big army coming his way without that macro department really being the focus here for Krioni. In any case though, Tagalog cast please, lol. If you guys want to hear me Tagalog cast, you will hear nothing, okay? There is no point for me to do that. Parang wala kayong mapapala, honestly. I don't even know what Marines. Mga tao. Ito yung mga tao sa side. Gusto nila pumunta, gusto nila matake. Papunta na po yung maliliit na bagay, mga animal. See, I don't know. Link still flooding on in again. Trying to go for the Sarab, but the Banelings right now unmitigated. But interesting enough, Krioni does survive because kimishish decides to hit the siege tank instead. I don't know the decision making here from our Zerg player. He had a good start already, but everything is just falling apart. And Krioni able to eke it out without even really trying. He went for the Stimpak so late, didn't even run on away. kimishish was just like, okay, I'm just gonna throw my units into the siege tank. And it really just goes to show that if you can execute on what he do, that's where everything is gonna fall apart. Might be a bad day in the office here for kimishish because he's doing a pretty good job on the macro. He's already going for the fort. He has his maining set on ready, but something again is there is just no impact whatsoever. 84 army to 35. This is looking really good here for our Terran already trying to get the push on one more time. It is just not gonna happen, guys. I think for Krioni, he has this one in the bag unless these Banelings do something absolutely magnificent. See, Kimmy's just even going for 2 more macro hatcheries just to really keep up on the macro part, trying to really keep up on the army count. And he's just taking no map control. He's just not applying any pressure, and he just sat there waiting for things to happen. And he didn't even sit on the proper spot. Here we go right now with Krioni having the big army. One SCV is there to go for the repairs, and Krioni isn't even bothering going for the scan off of the tumors. He is just gonna go for killing blow already. Siege tanks are there. The Banelings trying to roll on in. They already get bursted down by the siege tank in the first place. Good God game there from the tank line. And speaking of the tanks right now, they are gonna try to survive against the Zerlings. Eventually, though, the siege tanks again blowing themselves up. But it is still too much to handle. kimishish cannot afford to trade evenly. kimishish cannot afford to trade at all. And Krioni will be able to take this victory in Nightshade by the 11 minute mark. So an interesting game. I really feel like Krioni was in a bit of a hole there at the very start, but since kimishish didn't really do anything per se to hamper anything, so yeah, it's a little bit sad. It's a little bit sad in all honesty. I can see the promise there for kimishish to really trying to go for the macro department, but if you're not gonna have those units in the proper spot, then everything is all gonna fall apart. And Krioni with a pretty deserved victory because he went for the aggression, he went for the upgrades, and he eventually got everything running online.